All right. Okay, so I'm gonna fuck up some names.
Okay.
Welcome to Shadow Daddy Groupies. I'm Raven.
And I'm Kelly. And today we are going to talk Anathema by KERI Lake. And we should go over the names first so that we don't botch them up too bad. Um, Mavith,
Got that one.
Zevander, because I did the audiobook.
Um, I yep, those two are correct. Those I got those two. Yeah, those are
Okay.
good. There's
Any
there
other names you need me to help you with?
when I don't when I what was his sister's name?
His sister?
Mhm.
I mean, I already forgot that he had a sister.
Oh no, he has a sister. She plays a big part in this book.
Okay. Well,
And he's
let's
got a
start
brother,
with the two
Branimir.
minute no spoiler summary.
Okay, let's do that.
Let's start with the 2 minute no spoiler summary. Okay. Anathema by Carrie Lake. The first book in the Eating Woods duology is a gothic fantasy with a touch of horror. It follows two protagonists. First is Mavith, a shunned woman who is left at the edge of the Eating Woods as a baby. Her town thinks she's cursed. And then a series of events leads her and her sister to be banished into the woods that no one has ever come back from. It also follows Zevander, a hardened assassin on a quest to break his family's curse and cure himself. When he is sent to find and kill Maveth, he realizes her blood might be the cure he's been looking for and must protect her identity from the magehood. The push and pull of the main characters from wanting to kill each other to obsession is just the right amount of slow burn, while the magic system is unique but not overly complex. Anathema, it was a fun ride for those wanting something a little different.
Trigger warnings.
Trigger warnings.
Graphic violence and torture, sexual content and strong language, death and harm to humans and animals, abuse and traumatic themes, suicide and mental health struggles, and disturbing imagery.
Lots of disturbing imagery. I am not a huge horror fan, like horror film fan, but like the way that she described some of the creatures and some of the things that were happening in the book was so vivid. I could picture it in my head like a movie, and I was like cringing a few times.
I didn't cringe once, but I it was kind of graphic. It was definitely kind of graphic. Like the
She's good
skin,
at,
like
yeah,
ripping the skin from like the muscles and eating just
yeah.
that and leaving the skin and bones and I another thing on the name subject. Her little dragon, don't remember his name.
Okay. Yeah, I didn't write down any of the character names other than the two. So
It's okay.
if you didn't bring those to the table, I don't have them either.
I got it. Zevander. Okay, so I thought this book was a 3.5.
Okay, well, that's better than her other book where you DNF'd it.
You know what's so funny? I was reading it, I didn't even pay any attention to the author the first like half, and I was like, God dang, man, this is rough. I was like, why does this remind me of something? Of like someone's writing, and then I was like, oh, that's it. Fucking Nocticadia. That's it. That's it.
You didn't like the writing?
Um, the writing in the beginning was kind of just, it was trying to come together is what I felt like. I felt like it was just trying to like, but then when you got like to the halfway point, it was like, all right, now we're kind of going with the flow. I did like the premise of like the house and the woods and um the creaky floors living in the attic thing. That was really cool. But
I didn't feel that way at all. I I like her writing. The only thing I would have changed about the story is I feel like the parts where she was living in the town, I feel like a lot of that could have just gotten cut out. I feel like some of those chapters could have been shortened or taken out because I feel like the action really started when they got thrown into the eating woods and she ended up in that other realm.
Hmm.
That's when the action really started. So, and that was like at the halfway point of the book. So I feel like kind of that,
There,
that whole first half could have been, a lot shorter. I didn't feel like there was a ton of action um on her end. It kind of switched point of views, right? Like we followed Zevander a little bit and then we followed her. But I
my
feel like her whole like life in the town could have like been cut in half.
my huge pet peeve was going from first person to third person the whole book. The first when it's her part,
Hmm.
you're you're as her, but then when it's his part, you're just like the like someone watching from above. Like it's not like
Mm,
and it was kind of weird and it took a little while to get used to. I was like I was a little t like kind of like wait why is this not reading like hers? And then it was just a mess. I was not enjoying that part.
interesting.
But I did get used to it. Halfway through. I was like, all right, well his part's here, so I guess we're gonna watch him. It just felt funny. I'm
You
not used
know,
to reading in third person.
okay, so I read something recently. It was like, I think it was just author advice. And it was said something along the lines of, um, you know, do you suggest writing? What's the difference between first person, third person? Do you suggest writing in first person or third person? And it said people that like reading in first person will read something in third person.
Hmm.
It may not be their favorite, but they'll read it. People that like reading in third person won't read things in first person, like almost ever. They hate it so much they won't finish it. So it's interesting because I know that you are a very like first person oriented reader. I think I'm more of a third person.
I honestly will read either. I don't care.
Yes, that's the point, is that people that
But
prefer first person will read both, but people that prefer third person won't read both.
I do not mind, but I have realized with this book that I do not like them together.
Mm, yeah.
There was
You
no
know what?
point
And
in
it's so
that.
funny. I didn't even notice that. I don't know why. I just didn't. And maybe it's because I prefer third person. I just like did not even notice. And
I
that's
was I was like, what the
but I
fuck?
also did the audiobook, so that may have been why I didn't notice at first either.
That could be a big reason because when you're actually reading it, you're like, what? Yeah, it was but I wouldn't suggest that on my behalf or my opinion if you want it that much, guys. My opinion's that valuable, I wouldn't do it.
Well, okay. So then my rating, I think I rated it like a 4 or like a little over a 4. If I had quarter stars or half stars, I think I would rate it a little higher than a 4. I really actually like this book. I didn't immediately want to run out and read the second one. The second one has come out, but I think that's more because I had such a long TBR that I was like, I needed to get to, that it was more like, okay, I will, but I think I will go back and finish the series. It is a duology, which sometimes makes it, and it's a completed duology. So sometimes that makes it easier. You're like, oh, there's only one more book left and it's finished. I think I will go back and read the second one. The
I
second one
am
has come out this year. It's fairly new.
I immediately
Oh, yeah?
immediately jumped to the second one. I was like, I gotta fucking know. I gotta know. And then I read like the end like the and like the little note in the beginning of the book where she talks about it and she pretty much says you're gonna have to wait for the spice. But
Mm.
let me tell you, I had some fun with the first book.
Yeah,
I,
it's a slow burn for
I
sure.
like the bathtub scene when they first introduced his his jingle bells or his little his ladder to success. When they first mentioned him, I was like, I could picture it. I could picture it. But for some reason, I pictured his thing had like a curve and it curved up and it had like 10.
Yeah, it wasn't, yeah, it,
It wasn't a
yeah.
straight one. It was kind of curved up and it was very girthy, but it had to be girthy because how are you going to get 10 of those barbells that wide? I mean, if you haven't Googled one, Google one. Jacob's Ladder. Do it. It's crazy. I don't see men do more than four. I think I saw one really non-erect penis that had like probably eight, but oh my God, 10. 10. And like she described him like rubbing his hands, and I was like, oh my God, oh, this is great. This is so good.
Yeah, that was fun for sure.
Oh
Um,
yeah.
we've read a lot of
I'm
books with
smiling
piercings in
so
them this
big.
year. Um, so yeah.
I think this is probably my favorite one though. It just, my jaw dropped and I was like, oh. I mean, she stepped it up, but you know what? I still don't know what it feels like. I,
Anyone want to volunteer?
I meant I don't know what it feels like in the book, but I do know what it feels like in his hand. And man, that is a man. That is a man. But if anyone does have one,
Leave a
please,
comment below for Raven.
uh, or trial and error, or just trial, please bring it over. Put it in my mouth.
Um, yeah, when I read this, because I read this before you, I knew right off the bat. I was like, this is an MMC for Raven for sure. He is an asshole. He like he doesn't even really like her at first. He's like on the edge of killing her like for most of the
Every
book.
day, yeah.
He's like, ugh, why can't I kill her? But then it kind of grows into this nice like obsession. Like, wait a second, they want to kill her? No, she's mine to kill. You can't kill her. I get to kill her. And then it kind of starts to snowball. So I am kind of excited to see what happens between them in the next book because there's definitely
She
like,
she doesn't even know they're mates yet.
yeah. Oh, I forgot she doesn't know.
She's no idea. I was oh my God. So I didn't even have my page thing on to see what pages I was on my Kindle, and I was like, I have a feeling in my heart that I'm getting to the end. And I was like, let's turn them on. I was at like 96%, and I was like, oh my God, they haven't fucked,
Yeah.
and they're mates.
Okay.
And I was
The
like, how am I
sister
gonna fit
is
this
coming
in?
back to me now. I remember the sister. Okay, yes, I do like the sister.
Rak
Yes.
Rakaya.
Yes. Rakaya. Yeah. And she's very like, let's go get into some trouble. Let me just like
Yeah.
accidentally send him into the bathroom while you're taking a
She's
bath.
like
Yeah. Yeah.
it's all intentional trouble.
She is, yeah,
Sounds
she's
fun.
definitely trying to set them up hardcore. She's pushing so hard.
She sounds so fun. Oh
Yeah,
man. And then Alicia is Mavith's sister.
sister. Yeah, like, it's technically not her like blood sister because Maveth was
I miss
found,
her little slutty self.
but she's a
Oh,
little slut
oh
slut.
my God, I'm so
Uh,
bad. Why do I like her? She's sleeping with her uncle.
because she's sleeping with her uncle, step uncle, half uncle. I don't even. That was a
Not
little
related
like
by blood.
Like
Oh
not
wait.
related by blood, but
I just
you know,
realized I was like, oh yeah, she's a little. I like her. Why, Raven?
little taboo thrown in there for you. I knew. Yeah, I was like, this is a book for
And what
Raven.
was great, her Carrie Lake's writing when she did like the little spice scenes and stuff were so visual, and that those
Mm,
little tiny breadcrumbs thrown out the book were plentiful for me. I was like, great, this is fantastic.
yeah, I don't, you never really
It's
got
like,
to the spice scenes
yeah, you just
in Nocticadia, did you?
no, you just edged all the way to the second book. And you keep on edging yourself some more.
No, I'm talking about the one that you DNF'd, Nocticadia. You
Oh,
didn't
not
get to the spice
Acadia.
scenes, did you?
No, I did. No, I
Oh, you
didn't.
did. Okay. All
I
right.
there was some, and I just that book doesn't have any good standing with me at the moment. But this one,
Well,
there's
I'm glad that you like this one better than her other one. I actually really like her writing
I
um style. Um I mean like horror in general is like not my favorite. I do like but mostly but I in a book form, I haven't really read a ton of like gothic fantasy or horror in book form. But I actually really I liked this. Like I said, I gave it like a 4 plus. Um I
I
think it's really unique. The magic system itself kind of reminds me a tiny bit of like what's
every
that book? Cities of Gods and Monsters, like kind of like this, it's like this gritty sort
oh, and they're
of
sniffing stuff and using yeah, and they're
yeah.
putting like oh yeah that that's it. Oh yeah,
Yeah.
don't you know?
Yeah, no, I liked it. It was yeah, it's a little bit different, a little darker, grittier, you know. I don't know.
I would have definitely scored it a lot higher if it wasn't for the first to third person, which you get used to it, but also I think there's like 30% of the beginning of the book was okay, but then like there's 20% that was shoved in there was just like unnecessary to me. Like the town and the the people being mean and the guy going and talk just there's little things that were just not. But I get it. I mean, I get it. They belong in there. I get it.
Yeah, I'm wondering if it has something to do with what's going to happen in the second book because I agree. I feel like there is like this chunk of her backstory or the world building in that and when she was living in the town that just I was like, I don't know. It
She
just felt unnecessary. It could have gone faster.
the page that I read in the second book that I was telling you about, that first page, one of those first pages,
Hmm.
even says that a lot of this book will be focusing on what we didn't get to in the first book, and that just hang with it because it'll all work out. And I was like,
Mm.
okay. And we learn about Zevander's past, which what this is like the third man that has been abused as a child.
We've read a lot of, and we've kind of talked about this like a long time ago on a different episode of like why female authors put so many like male grape scenes um in their books, like Resand and anyway,
Feather
Liv
So
Xander
Vicious.
and yeah,
Yeah.
Feather So Vicious and Kylie Snow and like all of that. There's a lot of like when they were younger abuse, sexual abuse scenes and you know, I already talked about my opinion about that, but um yeah, it
I'm curious what the actual statistics are. It's not something I just keep at the top of my head, so I
in
can't
real life or in
in
books.
real life.
Oh,
So, I mean, I'm sure
yeah.
there's something to that as well. Um, but
Okay. I
it
mean, I
makes
don't know
them
if this
great
it,
men.
belongs, huh?
Makes them great men.
No, it doesn't. So this now is going to be in our podcast episode. I wasn't going to say it. Now I'm going to say it. So I used to date someone whose father is um a psychiatrist, like went to medical school, psychiatrist, and he has worked in several prison systems, like, for his whole career, like 30, 40-year career, has worked in the prison system. And growing up, him and his siblings weren't allowed to do a lot of things. Like, they didn't do a lot of sports. They didn't do things like um, Boy Scouts because his dad would be like, "No, you're gonna get raped." And and I was like, "Really? Like they wouldn't let you do stuff like this?" And he was like, "No, because his dad said every single one of those prisoners has been sexually abused as a child. Everyone." And I was like, "Wow." Because that's his job. His job is to like talk with these men and give them medications and try to help
Hmm.
rehabilitate them. Every single one of those prisoners sexually assaulted as a child. So in my mind, I'm thinking, how different would the world be if we could get rid of childhood, sexual assault? Like our prisons would be basically empty. It's so traumatizing,
No, it
you
it
know.
is, and there's a lot of people that are trying to stop it. You hear about it all the time.
Yeah,
Um,
obviously.
yeah,
No one wants a child
yeah,
to be abused. No one in
obvious.
their right mind, no sane, good person wants a child to be abused. But it contributes so much to crime,
Hmm.
all sorts of crime, you know, that, yeah, it really messes people up, especially men. Anyway, I don't know what the statistic is, but this may be the wrong podcast for it. But yeah, it's
Is it? Yeah. Yeah, I also, so when I was reading this about, I was very invested in the 10, beautiful 10. So I was, the 10, I was,
back to that. Can we
yes,
just talk about the 10?
I gotta get
10
back.
barbells.
This is kind of referring to the conversation we were just having. I was curious because it said like when he was being punished, he would get one. But I
Hmm.
never mind, I figured that out in my head like an adult.
Okay.
Never mind, I forgot I thought this one through.
uh,
All right.
um, okay. Well, that took a dark twist. Uh,
Anyways, it was a good book. I jumped on the second one. I'm excited. I'll let you know how it goes. Oh, I was like, yeah, this is no problem. This was it was a little chunky. The book was a little chunky. It wasn't bad. Um,
yeah.
and then I downloaded the second book and I was like, oh, this isn't too bad. And I was like, I'm not gonna look at the pages. And I was like, you know what? Let's look at the pages. Let's look at the fucking
Is it
pages.
chonky?
It's
How
chunkier.
many? How many?
Almost eight.
Ooh, yeah, that's a good one.
It's
It's a good
chunky.
chunk.
I
Good
was like,
chunk.
oh, woo, you better throw sprinkle some spice in that bad boy. And I better see my 10. I better
I
see
want
those
those 10
10.
barbells to come on back.
I just, I'm nuts up.